Monster Mike with the Bronco Garage, and today we're cracking open the newest evolution of T-Rex arms made right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. You want American made? You want innovation? You want T-Rex evolution? Let's dive into the details. Now, the first thing you'll notice when the packages arrive, that you're gonna get two big, heavy boxes. You're gonna have an arm in one box with a hardware kit, and you're gonna also have another arm in the other box with some really heavy parts called the head units. Now, the arms are fully encased in foam, so they're really well protected when they're shipping. There's an important note included inside the box of head units. It says use anti-seize when installing bolts, check bolt threads for damage, and the threads in head unit for excessive powder coat before installing. Bolts should thread all the way in firmly by hand, and don't use an impact gun. Got a really cool little note in here for the first 20 or so customers.
It says, thank you for your order. You're now the proud owner of our brand new T-Rex Evolution radius arms and one of the very first retail customers to install them. This product represents the next generation of Bronco suspension tech built on decades of trail-tested experience. Your feedback helps us refine the experience for fellow Bronco owners.
If you have any thoughts or questions, email us at tech@dufftuff.com, and you'll see the install instructions are also included. And there's a QR code in a couple different places, one of them here for a full color diagram of the hardware. And there's also full color instructions you can scan as well. 4 pages of instructions. Definitely want to read through all of these before you go any further. Look at the weld work. No robots. No AI, just hard-working dudes putting down amazing welds right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The T-Rex arm has come a long way. It started out like this. You'll notice that the shock mount is mounted up here on top, where it's now integrated into the laser cut, and it is recessed down. Actually gives more up travel. This one here, the new one, has evolved to where it can now provide extra additional caster and be adjusted already installed on the vehicle, where of course the first version could not do that. So why create a stock length caster adjusting radius arm? It's simple. Caster is king when it comes to early Broncos, and without good caster, you've got no control. Now, you can dial in the caster so it's absolutely perfect for your Bronco, and you can drive it down the road at any speed and be in complete control. And keeping it stock length means that there's no cutting, no grinding, and no welding. You simply bolt these into the factory parts on your frame and put your suspension on. Every part you see here was assembled and welded under Duff's roof, from bent steel to final inspection. So you might be wondering, are these good for off-road use too? Well, yes. In fact, Duff has been spending over a year torture testing these parts, making sure that they could last through everything. In fact, I personally tried to break these arms many times by off-roading and jumping them in my Bronco Huck. In fact, the first 2 versions of this didn't make it through my torture tests. So I can say with certainty that these can absolutely take the abuse. So caster is something that's very misunderstood, and a lot of people struggle with the concept and why it even matters and what's so important about it. And a lot of people, they end up just going out and buying a lift for their Bronco, and they don't realize just how important that one thing is. After they put the lift in and they go for a drive, they can't control the Bronco. It's actually a handful. So let me give you a quick demonstration of what caster is and why it's so important. Especially on these new evolutionary T-Rex arms. Here you'll see that there is a camming bolt here, and this is going to show you how it changes the caster on the arm, or should I say the caster on your front axle. So notice how the head unit is actually twisting out or twisting in when I move this caster bolt. So what that's doing is that's actually twisting the axle, rotating it up or down, adding or decreasing caster, because you definitely don't want too much, but you definitely want just enough. And what the caster does is it allows you to control your front end. It basically gives you full control of your steering wheel. Without enough caster, you start to wander. The Bronco, every time it hits a bump, it goes into the ditch or it goes into the other lane in oncoming traffic. With enough caster, it stays straight to the road at any speed. Now you're probably wondering, are these only for Broncos? And how much lift can I run with them? They're not just for early Broncos. They're for any Bronco that runs the same type of suspension as an early Bronco. So early 60s to late 70s F-150 4x4s are definitely candidates for these as well. But yes, they can basically be used for 66 to 79 Ford Broncos, and they can also be retrofitted on other Broncos if you choose to. I mean, really, sky's the limit if you know how to fabricate and weld. But for the most part, any vehicle that had a stock style radius arm from a 66 to 77 Bronco can also use these T-Rex arms. Now, as far as lift goes, well, it also depends on which model of Bronco or similar F-150 4x4 that you have. For the early Broncos, up to 6 inches of suspension lift, and you can actually get enough caster correction using a 7-degree C-bushing to go with it, and stock radius arm frame brackets. Then, if you go up into like a big Bronco, 78, 79, or even the F-150 of the same era, you can actually go all the way up to 8 inches of lift with a 7-degree C-bushing and these arms and get enough caster with the caster correcting feature of the Evo T-Rex arm. Let's calm, available at Crack Dive into the details. Oh, there you go. Today we're cracking open the newest evolution of T-Rex arms, made right here in the USA, made right here in the USA, or made in America. Yeah, made right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh baby, you wanna die. Ooh, I got some Duff buffalo sauce on me. Man, snack later.